this fly is good, I think, with all different beads. I mean the colors, gold, silver. Some people do it with the pink, also good. And I like the copper bead as well, especially for the last session or for the rivers where fish a lot of fishermen. Then the copper can be better.
What kind of size range do you make them in?
From 16 till 12, 10, no problem. If you need really heavy fly, then 10, no problem. 3.8 or 4 millimeter tungsten, no problem. This is the fly I like to fish with on a point, but it's not only like that, because if it's I like to have it a little bit bushy like that, and maybe the trouts can see in that fly something like emerger on the surface if the caddies are going up. So some of my friends, they like to use this fly on the dropper. No problem, it's also good. And with this fly we won a lot of competitions all around the world. In New Zealand I fish with that a lot, not only me but other guys with the black bead, because there was clear waters and the fish can see that fly very well. So that's why we fished with black bead, and it was good enough. I think last year 2 years ago in Sweden it was with silver bead, was good. And in Sweden on World Championship it was gold. It's really good fly. So this sample we can make with copper bead, but this is new copper and it's like, it's fleshy. That's 14 size, it's Hanag 400. If you asked for that.
Yeah.
Still okay?
Yeah. It was a good contrast with the black beard.
Stick out your tongue.
It's always good if you fix a little bit the bead on the position. It's always good because it's many different purposes of the beads, but it's always good if you can choose the bead with thinner, I mean smaller hole, smaller slot. I don't know if you can see that, but you know how the bead looks like, and some producers have them bigger, so that means you can't use them for smaller hook. But if the slot is smaller, you can use still quite big bead on quite small hook. So that means you can use some thin hook, number 20 or 18, and you can still use 2.3, sometimes 3.3, 2.8, sometimes 3.3 millimeter tungsten. What can be good if you need to get a small fly enough deep.
How big is that?
This is 3.8. Yeah, you know, for this because 14 is not like biggest hook, but it's still big enough. But this 3.8 you can use for 12 or 14, for 12 or 10.
The gap between the hook, sharpest point on the hook and the bead. Do you have some?
Sometimes it can be problem if you have quite small hook and you use bigger bead.
Yes.
That is like behind that. That's not good. So you can little bit open the hook. You know, if you know what I mean, just to bend it a little bit, like to open. But this is okay, I think.
And this is okay.
So for the tail. For the tail, I use partridge. Just few. just like that. But you know, it's question if it's important, because then if the fly is rich or bushy, that question is if you can see or if fish can see this tail, but you know, that's the way, so why to change it? And now the rib on the fly, sometimes it's not easy to see because it's so rich, so bushy, but as a rib I use Glow Bright number 1. It's not a pink, not real pink, but you know what's that color. It's just Glow Bright number 1.
Hot red, hot pink.
Hot pink maybe, yeah. I don't know if there is some reason to use that, because of if you switch on the UV light, that's one of the color you can see very well, but I don't know if it's interesting for the fish. That's the question. And now that squirrel.
Which color is it? Gray.
El natural.
Natural?
Send it round.
The thing with squirrel is that it's you have a lot more of the cover fur rather than under fur, because
and
sometimes when you use hairs here, it gets too woolly, I think.
Yeah. And that's why I like this, because you will see that it's a lot of that stiff parts, and yeah.
What brand is it?
This is
Martin's bear.
no, it's from eflyfish.com, but it's a Czech website, but it's the same owner like Hans Products. I don't know why they have two different e-shops.
Okay.
But the problem is that if I asked him it's 2 years ago, that I need so much of that I use it a lot, he told me that it's not so easy to buy it, because he have a problem to buy it somewhere. But I believe there have to be some way how to get it from States, you know, it's American squirrel. So, but he have a problem to buy it.
Okay.
And now just to pull it there somehow, to have a lot of that. You know, my fly tying skills is not so good, but doesn't matter. I don't care I don't care what the fish can see in my flies. If it's better to have it more of that, because you know, later you can brush it a little bit, and if it's too thin, if the body is too thin, I don't like it so much.
Or you pop it?
And now you can see that the rib is not so easy to see, but I think for fish they can see that still. But it looks good. If it's good enough for me. And now, one of the most favorite materials for Czech fly fishermen. I think brand is not important, but I will send it around. It's not iced up. It's not iced up. It's a Spectra dubbing, and that's something like peacock color. And
Number 45 and 46?
Yeah, and that's what we call just 45, and if Czech fly fisherman says 45, we know what's that. But you know, I saw a lot of bags with that, look, and look, these are older, these are new, like last one. And look,
Yeah, that's the
45 and
It's
it's different
different.
color.
Very different.
45, absolutely different.
Yeah.
So you can say 45 because it's so many
But it's
different
the
colors.
Peacock.
Yeah, it's the peacock.
Yeah.
But I like the mixed those two colors like 50-50.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I call it 45.5.
Yeah.
And as you can see in my flies, it's very popular material to use this. Just a little, because in the water, if you have some flesh material in the fly, and you put it into the water, it's like lights up. So it's very easy to see in the water. And now again, partridge. This partridge is quite poor.
Jeg har jo kjøpt disse superfine, og så legger vi sammen til jeg har kjøpt for mange pakker av en ting. Legger dem sammen, så er det 3 forskjellige farger.
And CDC. It was nicer if this bag was full, but it's not anymore.
Is it roadkill?
It was something around 400 ducks. But you know, if you sell flies, you use a lot of that. And later I will show you one fly what is very good and almost everywhere. And I need 4 or 5 feathers for 2 flies. So, and if you want to sell them, so it's a lot of flies, a lot of feathers.
Did you put those 2 feathers together with a curve?
Yeah.
With a curve the same way?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, same way. Like that. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. That was
CDC?
CDC and the partridge.
And partridge.
Yeah. And just one side is enough. You know, it's still the nymph, so you don't need to have it so rich or so much bushy. But you can really see I'm not good fly tyer, but it's good enough for me and for the fish sometimes as well. I don't know if it's so necessary to use both this feather, but I like the color of or the structure of partridge, and CDC is like it's more soft and okay, that's it.
It actually looks like a fly you want to fish with.
Yep.
You want to use it because it looks fishy.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's true. That's my favorite. Today I also start with that. So
I noticed it worked well.
yeah. It's very good. You need to have it.
Yeah.